Make this holiday season one to remember with Goldbelly, your one-stop shop for America's most iconic foods shipped nationwide. From the original turducken to the viral pie Kagan with decadent layers of Kagan pie, Goldbelly has everything to wow your guests with the click of a button. And with Black Friday around the corner, it's the perfect time to pre-order unique gifts that ship right to their door. Use promo code GIFT for 20% off your first order on goldbelly.com. The holidays have never been easier.
And it's always good to breathe, to remind yourself to breathe deeply. Breathe.
Yeah.
It does always immediately make me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, it is surprisingly effective.
God damn it.
God damn it. Why does that have to work?
I know. Ugh.
Now I'm trying to move my legs to be in a more comfortable position.
I know.
Sit more mindfully too.
Feeling my sits bones, feeling my feet on the floor.
Yeah. Even though I'm kind of hunched like Snoopy on his, on his dog shed when he kind of does the vulture thing. I feel like that's what I do at my desk all day.
Yeah. That's a constant state of being for me. I am always hunched.
Yeah. So should we do this thing?
Let's jump in. Let's go. Let's
go. Welcome to Witchcast.
'Cause it's Witchcast.
Yay! I'm Emily.
I'm Kate.
And we are your hosts of this, the Witchcast podcast.
That's right. We're your learning, growing, ever-evolving novice witches, interested in exploring everything under the woo-woo, esoteric, spiritual umbrella. Sun universe. You like it, we want to know about it.
If it's loosely magical, we're into it.
Yes.
By any interpretation.
Yeah. We want to know it all. We want to explore it all. And we're taking you along for the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the funniest thing about how mushrooms, no one knows what the fuck a mushroom is and how they can't classify them really. I mean, they're fungi, but it's like some mushrooms have DNA so close to humans that you'd have an allergic reaction if you ate one.
What?
And
wait, does that mean you'd have an allergic reaction if you ate human meat?
I wondered that too. Because
not that I plan to, but
I guess I don't know. Yeah, that does raise a bunch of questions that I guess I don't have answers for.
That's a whole other rabbit hole. I'm sorry, but going back to the mushrooms.
Yeah, I guess I don't know why the witchy world reminded me of this, but I was just it blew my mind.
Mushrooms are hella witchy. Mushrooms are hella witchy.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. Google mushrooms. Send us some mushroom facts. I'm loving mushroom facts right now, so send them my way.
I love mushrooms. They're so good. There's so many different kinds. They
taste so good. Some of them.
You need a little bit of unctuousness.
When Dan and I were in San Diego, we had the best mushrooms I've ever eaten in my life. They were so good that I took a screenshot of the online menu to remind me what was in them to see if I could try and make them myself someday.
Ooh, what kind of mushrooms were they?
Okay, they were 3 different kinds of mushroom. I remember that one of them was oyster mushrooms. One of them was honchijimi, which I think is a Japanese mushroom. And I forget what the third mushroom was. But then it was with smoked soy sauce, a poached egg that was a loose, spa egg kind of poached egg, And then truffle aioli.
Yes.
And it was it was so good. I feel like there was something else in there too, but it was just so salty and savory and I'm drooling just thinking about it.
Oh, that sounds really good. That sounds very unctuous. I love it. Umami.
Yeah. A magical experience.
Also, magic mushrooms are great too.
Yeah, right, man.
Anyway. Well, today we're not talking about mushrooms, actually.
Yeah. Sorry, I just needed to share that. That was I didn't know that was on the tip of my tongue until it started coming out.
It was there. You got mushrooms on the brain, man.
I got mushrooms on my mind.
Yeah, mushrooms on my
mind. Mushrooms.
Oh my God. Can we please? You have to do a song parody now. Instead of Georgia on my mind, you have to do mushrooms on my mind.
Yeah, that's stay tuned for that coming out very soon, sometime in the next 2 to 3 years. I will totally make a whole music video.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's make a whole music video, please. Can there be a rap break where you just list all the different mushrooms in the world?
Oh my God, yes. Just like 7 minutes of reading every single kind of mushroom that exists. Yeah, that's a plan.
Subscribed already. I'm in.
Ring that bell. Today we're actually talking about auras.
Auras, yes.
Auras.
Surprise. We're actually
Surprise.
talking about
Didn't see
auras.
that coming. We're talking about auras today. Actually, you probably did because it's probably in the title. But like,
Right.
whatever. We do what we want. We're talking
Yes.
about auras.
Exactly. And this is more of just kind of a general top line discussion. We're not going to go super deep into them. I think it would be great to bring in an expert guest if we wanted to go even further, but we're going to give you like an Auras 101 today.
Yeah, just like a quick little aura overview, an aura view, if you will.
Oh my God, an aura view. I love it. Amazing.
I just came up with that off the top of my head.
You're so smart. Please don't stop listening, everyone.
I know, please don't leave. I'm sorry.
Please don't unsubscribe.
Oh boy, what is the matter with me? Yeah, so human energy fields, auras, we're talking about them. We're not doing a super deep dive like Kate said, but like just, where'd they come from? And what do you do with them now?
Yeah. Where are they going?
What did you end up researching in the end?
I did what you told me to. Because Emily knows that I'm very scattered right now, so she was
You're busy.
helping me.
Kate's busy this week, guys.
I'm busy. I don't like it, but it's fine. I'm very blessed. Thankful. Gratitude. Okay, I'm going to talk briefly about the colors and, of course, how they're tied into the chakras. And then I found this great article about aura photography. So we're going to just talk a little bit about the science behind aura photography, which I found very interesting.
Nice.
But yeah. And
Very
what are
cool.
you going to talk about?
I did a little bit of just like, background research, where to come from, the whole idea of the aura, like, is it, like what's the dealio? So, I guess we can start off with that.
Yeah,
if you
jump
want.
in. You kick us off.
All right. So basically the concept of an aura or like a human energy field or like a psychic body that's like outside of yourself. There's like a lot of different things that go into like the concept of an aura, but auras themselves, term aura, as we think of it, colorful field, really kind of emerged in like the early 1900s with like some spiritualists. There definitely are like in religions like Jainism has like a sort of related thing called, I already closed the window by accident, it's called like Lenya or something like that. I'm gonna try and get it back up. Not Lenny. History. Oh, Emily, please.
And we talked about spiritualism in a previous episode.
Lesya. Yeah. So Lesya, which is like that the soul is colored based on its like association with karmic matter, is the Jain theory, which is like that's from, I'm gonna butcher this, but the Uttaradyayana, which is from like, again, taking a wild swing from what I remember, 300 BC, 500 BC. Oh, nailed it. 599 to 468 BCE, somewhere in that range.
Nice.
Anyway, but so that's sort of like where, like, there are definitely, like, you think about halos are sort of like a human like energy field thing, but auras as we know them, again, they really kind of were developed by a guy named Charles Webster Leadbeater, who was a priest of the Church of England and a member of the Mystic Theosophical Society. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, he totally got teased with that name as a kid. I bet.
Boy, Leadbeater.
Bedwetter.
Yeah, Bedwetter. Charles Webster Bedwetter. Okay, anyway, so he wrote like a book called Man Visible and Invisible, and like he kind of pulled in ideas from chakras because he'd spent some time in India. But he totally sort of like played a little freeform jazz with them. And he was like, he illustrated the aura of man at various stages of his moral evolution. So like the color of your aura was like going from, quote, not my words, savage to saint. So, got a lot of big British vibes here.
Yeah, big colonial vibes going on there, yeah.
Yeah. He also believed that he had discovered that most men came from Mars, but more advanced ones came from the moon, and that hydrogen atoms were made up of 6 bodies contained in an egg-like form. So, grain of salt.
Big salt, yeah.
And really, his ideas didn't get super popular. even when he was working on them in the early 1900s. It was in the 1970s and 80s when the New Age movement picked up the idea of like chakras being associated with colors and then colors having like an aura and stuff like that. There has been auric field photography and stuff like that, which I know you have some more information on. But like in terms of, again, like the aura as we know it, which is like, you know, you get a reading maybe and people look, or like someone looks at you and they're like, oh, your aura is so blue, you need to like work on X, Y, and Z, or like that means you're so whatever thing. Really is basically based in New Age ideas that were kind of like, and like the thing like chakra, like auric healing and stuff like that are really kind of like a very recent phenomenon in sort of like the spiritual energy medicine New Age movement world. That said, I thought it was kind of interesting. Like the auras really came out of the idea of chakras, but in the production of auras and chakras, other people came in and were like, hey, okay, so maybe we like put colors on the different chakras. And like initially it was like with this guy's work, he was like, oh, like, you know, like he was drawing very specific human anatomy that was colored and being like, this is where the chakra is, which and then people took that and turned it into colors and circles, which has really kind of stuck not just in the West, but also has kind of translated back into how like Hindu and Buddhist people like in India and beyond apply chakras. So it did sort of affect the whole, you know, thing. But it, broadly speaking, auras have not been proven to be scientifically provable in any way, shape, or form. Just FYI, you know, it's pseudoscience, but, you know, entertainment purposes only. But also, again, you know, as with so many things, if it works for you and if you feel something around it, then, you know, great.
Yeah. I think for me, what interesting about auras is more so the take of kind of emitting how we emit low levels of electricity, right? We're like energy creating beings. Everything has like has some sort of frequency, and that kind of tying into the vibrational frequency of objects and humans, and then like the idea that auras are a way of capturing or visualizing that energy. We'll talk about the colors in a second. I don't know how much I believe in all of that necessarily, quite honestly.
Well, again, it was invented by a guy in like 1920 who was like, I've been to India and I have a number of ideas. Like,
but to be fair, so is a lot of the stuff that we've studied. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, so much of like
created
the
by
New
some
Age
dude in the
movement is
early
based on like, and the Wiccan stuff is like, I mean, you know, and again, to each their own, and you know, that doesn't mean you can't believe it. It just like, it definitely, this is one of those ones that was like a guy in a room being like, what if auras?
Right.
In terms of the colors and all that. But yeah, the electric field thing is kind of neat. Right.
Yeah. And I think also too, I saw an article that kind of mentioned about the idea of meridians, and you know, there was a paper published in the Journal of Traditional Chinese Medicine Sciences back in 2018, not that long ago, talking about the human body having both visible and invisible parts in the energy systems. So I think that can also be related, but like you said, it's still from this guy. It's just interesting how some of these ideas intersect.
Yeah, and totally, like, I mean, like, chakras are a really interesting thing that are used, like, in, you know, Ayurvedic and yoga practices where it's like, it's more about a visualization and meditation technique, but it's still like, it's great and it's interesting. And, you know, I was reading about it because of this, there are like writings where people talked about it as being, like an energy, my brain is saying the word void and it's not the word void that I'm looking for.
The opposite of void?
Yeah,
like
the opposite of void. No, sorry.
Field.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I really should have written down my notes for this one, but I think you get the general idea.
Yeah, no, I think that's really interesting. I had no idea where this idea of auras came from at all, so...
Yeah. Oh, and interestingly, in case anyone's curious, the word aura is from Latin and ancient Greek, meaning wind, breeze, or breath. It was used in Middle English to mean gentle breeze. And then eventually it was like the 19th century when spiritual circles started using it to describe a speculated subtle emanation around the body. And then it was like these spiritualists. So it wasn't just Leadbeater, for the record. It was also, it was adopted and reinterpreted by other theosophists such as Rudolf Steiner and Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce, I think we've talked about before. And Edgar Cayce is the one who was really into like occult Leadbeater was the one who was into occult anatomy. Anyhowsers. Also, source Wikipedia on that particular one. And then it was like in the 70s when a guy named Christopher Hills actually published a book called Nuclear Evolution: The Rainbow Body. And then that like took Leadbeater's occult anatomy stuff, which was where like he was like, the chakra I'm pretty sure is in your Adam's apple or whatever he said. It's like he was a little like woohoo. But Christopher Hills was then the one who like instead of having like the chakras assigned to a bunch of different colors and detailed like anatomy shapes, he presented it as like a sequence of centers being associated with like colors of the colors of the rainbow. So that's when that whole thing kind of took off. Anyhow. And then, I don't know. I would love to have someone on to actually talk about like, in the future, like talk about like chakras in like Hinduism or like Buddhism, who's actually more of an expert. But so since we're just focusing on auras today, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. And we're not going to go in depth about chakras today, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, that's not what this episode is for. Honestly, I went further down the rabbit hole than I meant to in the first place. Good luck and Godspeed.
Yeah. So in terms of
speed.
Godspeed, God and Goddess, all the gods. So in terms of colors, so yes, like Em said, there is kind of a natural. Some practitioners associate the colors that you can see of an aura relating directly to the chakras. I will take a step back though and say, in terms of seeing someone's aura, it's an esoteric spiritual practice, right? It's a pseudoscience, like Emily said. It's something that is different for every person, and it's kind of however it best works for you. If you want to try to sense your own aura or see someone else's aura, there's lots of different ways to do so. Meditation, kind of disassociation, focusing, breathing exercises, like letting your gaze soften. I remember in college we were really into auras in my class, and like this one girl was claiming that she could see people's auras and their colors, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then she told me that this one girl she didn't like had a black aura, and I was like, okay, cool, so you're full of bullshit. Like, you're just seeing what you want to see. Like, she clearly had beef with this one girl, and she was like, she has a black aura, and I was like, okay. Anyway,
all right.
but what I would do is, like Emily and I have confessed, we both went to acting school, is when we were in class and someone was up on stage or in front of the class speaking a poem or saying, performing a monologue, which, in my mind, they were kind of generating a lot of energy, giving out a lot of energy. Sometimes I'd let my eyes kind of lose focus, like just go slack, which just, I have bad eyes. So like sometimes I would just kind of like let my vision blur.
Stop working so hard for a second.
Stop working so hard. Maybe not pay attention. And I would end up seeing like about a slight glow around the person, about an inch. I could never see colors, but it was always just kind of like this white haze around their body, about an inch wide, inch tall, whatever you want to say. So I was like, that's neat. I wonder what that is. And I could only really see it, though, in certain circumstances when it felt like they were being particularly, energized in some way, like really feeling something. But that's my personal anecdote about auras. There is aura photography, which I'm going to go into more detail. But anyway, so that's that's where the colors come in, essentially. So if you are familiar with chakras, you'll probably understand then the kind of basic interpretations of colors. So and I will also say that people can have more than one color in their aura, according to popular beliefs. They can be many colors. Some people believe where the colors are coming from indicates something in terms of internal versus external energies that the person's giving out. It doesn't seem like there's a concrete system or template for these. So just take them as you wish. And I think also when I was reading about these, it reminded me a lot of what we kind of think of for candle magic or any other kind of color magic you're going to do. I also will say that I am coming to believe that color magic is not real. like how can I say this in a respectful way? I think if it helps you, great. At the end of the day though, it's you and your intention, right? It's I think the art, the magic, my relationship at least with magic and intuition and manifestation is personal and from me and what I know. And so if lighting a green candle or if using, whatever really kind of helps magnify the intention that I have, then great. But I don't think that you not having the right color candle is going to completely fuck up your spell. Just like I don't think that necessarily seeing a certain color in someone's aura always means that they are a fiery person, because I've also read it could mean love. It could mean, there's so many different, so you're gonna always go back to what your own personal experience is. If you are trying to read auras, go to what your initial gut instinct is when if you do see colors, if you're that blessed, like that's awesome. You're going to be able to interpret it just like you would with, like we say, with tarot too. Anyway, sorry.
I totally agree. I think, it's like to the degree that like having, like a green candle, if you're trying to manifest money, like maybe bolsters your personal like connection to it. I think it's a positive. But if you don't have the right color candle, that doesn't mean you can't do a spell. I would agree. I think it's like, unless you find it actively distracting, if you're trying to like hex someone with a pink candle or something. But honestly, I think aesthetic, still fun,
Right.
As long as it works for you, it works for you.
Yes.
And also like, color associations are so cultural,
Yes.
it really, and it's personal too. Yeah. It's like some people will see red and only think anger, and it's like some see passion, some see like, all sorts of other things like money or, whatever. But it like, I think there's no like inherent good or bad to using a particular color for particular things. And it's like it's personal to you, and agree with what Kate said. Reflective tool, blah blah blah. All right, back to you. Sorry.
No, completely agree. And I think at the end of the day, your consciousness, your awareness, your intuition, you're gonna know more than anything, right? So red. Let's start with red. Root chakra. Groundedness, energy, strong-willedness. It could be fiery in nature. If you are familiar with the chakras, if you're familiar with common understandings of the color red, you get it. Orange, that's the second chakra. That's the sacral chakra. So creativity, sexual energy, creation, that kind of thing. Adventurousness. Like, how do you say adventurism? Could also be thoughtful, considerate. Yellow, third chakra, creativity, again, relaxed, secure, friendly. To me, that's like very much the third chakra is very much like my solar plexus. That's my nervousness, anxiety, all that stuff is there. But it could also be like just sunny, charismatic, confident, empowered. Green, heart chakra, love for yourself, for others, compassion, forgiveness. It could also be relating to music or nature, right? Open heart, being influenced by your environment, communication, being social. But then we also go to blue, which is, oh wait, that's weird.
Notes in trouble.
No, blue is the throat chakra. No, you're right, because I was like, wait a second, we're missing the throat chakra, because that also to me is always communication, right? But that is okay. Blue. but it also can mean because the thing, the article I'm reading on mindbodygreen.com is saying that it is also the scent of the powerful mind, but I'm like, but that's not the third eye, that's purple. Okay, so yeah, again, see, everything is up for interpretation.
Yeah, everybody's just doing their best with what they've got.
But expression, truth, intuition, spiritual free thinker. It could be indigo, for curiosity, spiritually connected, gentle. And again, I'm looking at a few different sources, and like Emily said, some of these are pulling from the like Raiji Biv rainbow, some are pulling from more the direct chakras. I also have pink in here in my notes, which can also be associated with the heart chakra, kindness, care, love, receptiveness, compassionate nature, and then violet, purple, intellectual, wise, independent, also can really speak to the third eye chakra that's dealing with intuition. So it might mean some sort of psychic, empathic, or intuitive kind of ability or openness. And then of course there's white. So I was reading in one source that white is not super common. I was reading in another source that it's really about being like connected to the universe and the crown chakra, or having a quick mind, or it could mean that you have a tendency for perfectionism and have a nervous energy. So these are all over the place is my point of these interpretations. So if you're reading aura colors, go with your intuition. And there is a note here about black. It's not necessarily black, I would say dark areas of the aura. Maybe there's just some exhaustion or fatigue going on. You might need to ground some of your energy. And there are, like I said, it's totally possible to have multiple colors within your aura. You could have a rainbow aura. It might be that there's a lot going on. But it also could mean that you're energized and confident, but also could mean that you might be feeling burnt out or overwhelmed. So again, it's so contradictory. I think it's just really cool to think about aura colors, and if you are trying to visualize, if you're working with your intuition, but I would say go with your gut on what you think the actual meaning is. And there might not even be a meaning, quite honestly. It might just be the color that's coming forward right now. Yeah, that's how I think.
Yeah, totally.
So going into aura photography. So I thought this was neat. There's an actual article on Adobe.com, which we both use Adobe products, and both work in the media. So that was interesting to me that they had a whole article about aura photography. So it's born out of Kirlian photography, named after Soviet inventor Semyon Kirlian, probably mispronouncing. But it's when you electrify an object and then photograph the electrical discharge. So the idea is, and this is that, you would go into a space and put your hands on these plates and kind of receive a very low dose of, like you would in a science museum, I'm imagining, very low flow. And then the camera would take a photo of the discharge that's coming off of you, the electrical charge coming off of you. So this became really popular, of course, like Emily said, in the 70s with the surge of new age kind of spirituality in pop culture and mainstream, like crystal healing, energy healing. I guess it would be a subculture, technically. So this scientist named Guy Coggins adapted the techniques developed in Kirlian photography into his own camera system. It is now, it started as, he called it the Auracam 3000. Now we are up to the Auracam 6000. That's the current model that most aura photographers are using today.
Auracam 6000.
Auracam 6000.
Oh my god.
Yes. So this has been featured in Goop. It's all over the place. You've seen these pop-ups of aura photography. It's fun, honestly. I mean, they're kind of expensive from what I've seen. I don't know if I don't know. After reading this article, part of me is like, oh yeah, maybe I'd go get one just because I think it's a cool photo to have.
Yeah, you know what? I totally would too. If there were a pop-up in my neighborhood and it were not like $300, right. I would totally get that photo taken.
That it takes to make these photos costs upwards of $16,000. So
what?
It is. Now that I read that, I was like, okay, now I understand why it's. Before I was, without knowing any background to it, I honestly thought aura photography was totally bunk. I thought it was just a fake ripoff. But there is science behind it in the sense that like you have 2 hand plates, you need a really dark room, you need like kind of a secure booth or draping, because the camera has kind of a really long aperture, like the f-stop and shutter speed kind of adjusts itself to capture as much as it can, and so you do need a dark space and you need to be very still. This guy, what's his name? Charlie Watts, who's a photographer that they interviewed for this article. He likes to do a brief meditation with people beforehand. He found the more relaxed you are, the more colorful your aura will be. Then he has the subject put their hands on these plates, these hand sensors, in which they record electrical discharge. And it reads a bunch of information. They call it reading your meridian. I don't know how accurate that is. The biofeedback is then fed into the camera. That's what they say. Either way. And they also say it. Oh, I will say too that auras can change. I was reading one thing that it was like, they're not really, your aura color's really not going to change that much over the years. And then I was reading another that's like your aura can change from minute to minute depending on how you're feeling. Again.
Yeah. I feel like that's so about like what you believe about what it is and how it works. If you buy in, which is like, yeah, if you bought into like the Janie and Alessia thing where it's like your aura is like the color of your soul as like affected by all the various karmic things around you like throughout your life and like many lives, then yeah, it would probably not change very much. Whereas like if it's just an expression of how you're feeling right now and deep breathing can change it, then it'll change moment to moment.
Right. Right. So anyway, the inside of the camera has a bank of light sensors, and depending on the amount of electrical output you're producing, it triggers your own unique algorithm of colors. So the camera itself is just like a box. I'll put a photo on our Instagram, and then it's inside of it's just a traditional Polaroid camera, which captures that and then prints it. So yeah, there's like I'll link to this article because I think it's neat. They have a few examples of
I do want to see those photos.
Aura photos in here, and it's really neat. It looks like a mistake, kind of. It's a picture of a person, and then there's like all this kind of colory haze over them and around them. It looks like when we had like disposable cameras or something that something went wrong in the development. But it's neat, I think, and I think it's pretty. Who doesn't want to have. And see, in this article, they even talk about the color of magenta, and what the color meanings are, and they don't talk at all about chakras. So again, it's all completely based on what you believe and what works for you. He talks about white streaks, which he calls angel lines, popping up in the photo around their head, and how certain areas of the image he interprets as outward energy versus interior energy. So there you go. But I think It is still kind of neat to like, if you want to go get your photo taken, to get a picture of your aura, why not? It'll be a fun little thing you can post on your Instagram.
Yeah. My feeling would be don't take it too serious. Unless you're getting a sign that you want to change your life and it just sort of like keeps moving you forward in that direction, I wouldn't change your life based on
right. It's like anything. It's like any magic we talk about. It's all tools, right? It's all tools.
Yeah.
And it's all kind of what you believe. I think I've mentioned in past episodes, I'm currently taking the psychic development course with our friend Emily Grote right now, and it's amazing.
Yes, love that.
It's been so good. But we've talked a lot. It's been a lot of, honestly, deep breathing, a lot of meditations and breathing exercises. And that's been really helpful. I've had some pretty cool psychic experiences during class and between classes. I feel like it's definitely helping me be more in touch with my intuition and awareness. And it's challenging my beliefs too, of like, what is what is it? Like, what is the world? Like, what is my belief? What is the universe? What is real? Are ghosts real? Are spirits real? What are demons real? What is all that? But I will say, I do think that we as humans definitely generate, create, and expend energy. We know that
Yeah.
all living things do. Like, you can go into a room or have a meeting or meet up with a person and you can just get a vibe from them. You can just feel their energy, you know? So that is, I think, kind of where I like to believe in auras. It's like, auras to me is a visualization of the energy you're outputting. So it could be like Lizzo on SNL this past weekend was like, I was just elated. Like, the whole episode was so solid overall. Her energy was immaculate. I was like, your vibes are great. I love you so much. I'm so happy for you. She was giving me big, beautiful, bright, pink, yellow energy. Sure, you know, like, where you go
Yeah.
and you to meet someone and they're just like, ugh,
Yeah.
I don't want to be around you. You are an energy vampire, you know. So
Trash bag color.
yes,
Aura.
exactly.
Or black aura or dark spots because they need more energy.
Yeah.
They don't have it now.
Right.
But
Maybe.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we all have like a mysterious essential spark of life and like electricity running through a bunch of cells that for some reason work together and have us make podcasts. But like, you know, it's all just a fucking mystery. So maybe auras are real and people. So like a guy in the 1920s just fucking tapped in on something. Who's to say? Follow your heart. You know?
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I would, you know, I think it's a cool thing to think about creatively, you know, working, if you are a photographer or, you know, mess around with your camera, see what you can do with your settings to try and capture different, you know, light in different ways. Or if you're into painting or sculpture, you know, or if you're just trying to meditate, see what you can do to try and like soften your gaze and see if you can pick up more energy fields, or as who knows, I don't know, have fun with it, don't take it too
And
seriously.
like, yeah, aesthetics are fun. It's a creative, you know, expression. Creativity is inherently magical. Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah,
We're back to magic.
There you go. Back to magic. Always magic.
Yeah. All right, I love it.
In a nutshell, that's auras.
That's I
For
won't
me,
go
at
so
least.
far as to say everything you need to know about auras, but that's a little taster, a little dip of the toe in the energy field.
Exactly. And if you want to learn more about it, if you feel differently or have opinions, let us know. Like, reach out to us, DM us. If you know someone who's really an expert on auras that you love, like, pass them our way. We love hearing from you guys. We love hearing suggestions and recommendations, and we're always game to go deeper into a subject for sure.
Yeah, totally. This is such a surface level. Yeah, it's definitely not to like discredit anyone who's doing cool auric field work. If like, you know, toss them our way. We'd love to have them on and talk to them about it and like, you know, learn more. We're always learning. That's our whole thing.
Yeah, that's our whole thing. We know nothing. Like Jon Snow.
Just like Jon Snow.
That's such like an old reference now. I feel like that's
I
so
know.
dated.
I feel like I saw a tweet one time. This is my motto is I saw a tweet one time. But I saw a tweet one time that was just like Game of Thrones did something that's almost impossible, which is that they ended so poorly they effectively wiped themselves from pop culture.
Oh man, that's so true.
Because they were so everywhere and so popular, and now like I'm sure you couldn't pay anyone to do a Game of Thrones branded thing.
No, it's like it's done. It's over. You know what? They dug their own grave. I don't feel bad for them. Well, I feel bad for the team and the crew.
Yeah, I feel bad for like
it.
the actors,
the
and
creators,
like the crew,
those two dudes.
But yeah, those guys, fuck them.
them.
They were already like playing with fire, and then they just like ate shit.
Also, I totally think they were like high key like sexist in public.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Racist.
Yeah, there were like a lot of issues with that series even before it like truly jumped the shark. But so it was honestly in some ways kind of satisfying when they fucked it up as badly as they did.
Yeah, you never deserved this.
Yeah.
What the heck? Anyway, I will say though, I'm very happy. Speaking of gratuitous female nudity, I'm very happy about the lack of it in Bridgerton season 2. There is no female nudity at all. At least I'm like 2 episodes from the end, so please don't spoil it. But I
haven't watched it yet, but all I've heard is that there's like no sex at all.
No
but
sex.
like I don't mind. I wasn't watching for the sex in the first place. I was watching for the slow courtship, and then like they got to have sex, and it was like, wow, this is a lot of sex, honestly.
Yeah, but that was great. I will say this is definitely a slower burn, but it's also very much a Taming of the Shrew story. It very,
Ooh,
I mean, even the
love that.
character's named Kate. Like, it
Hell
is
yeah.
So if you are a fan of that kind of story or a fan of Shakespeare, like, I think that it's great for those reasons, because I love me a bickering couple who hate each other and then end up getting together. Like, I mean, no spoilers.
Put that directly into my veins.
You can just guess what's going to happen. I'm
Yeah,
not
I mean,
gonna spoil,
it's
but I haven't even
not
gotten to that part yet. But still, that's very satisfying. I love, like, a couple of jerks who talk really fast, just going at it.
Oh,
with
yeah.
incredible
That's,
sexual tension.
I know. Yeah, that's honestly, that for me is as good as an episode of just them bumping uglies in the field.
Yes, it's sexier. I told Matt, I was like, I want more romance in my life, but I don't want physical romance. I want tension.
Yeah. Is that too much to ask?
I know.
Can't we get a will they, won't they in our marriage?
I know we're married, and I know you love me.
Like, I know it's definitely a will they, but, or they will. But.
Oh, he puts up with me so much. He's just like,
Aww.
okay. He's like,
That's
I'll try.
beautiful. Sweet Matt.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Shall we draw a card?
Oh, yeah, let's draw a card.
Yeah.
Totally. You know what? I was like, God, I'm losing all my words today. I was like, I was just shuffling, like, with my hands for no reason in the corner.
Oh,
You
yeah,
couldn't
you were
see
just
me, but-
feeling it. You were feeling it. So
Just
what's
started shuffling. I decided we would do my Winged Enchantment Bird Oracle deck.
Nice.
It's spring. The birds are back, and we haven't done this in like a
here.
while.
You know what I
Yeah.
saw that I don't remember which app or video source this was, but someone had created a bird feeding window for their daughter. It was like an inverse bay window. So it like curved inward toward the house. It was small. It was only maybe like about a foot tall. And it had like sliding glass, or plexiglass like doors on it, so you could open it and put bird feed on the little shelf and then close the glass, and birds could come up and feed, and then the little girl could like watch them every day. And it was so neat. I was like, what a cool idea.
That's beautiful. My favorite TikTok account is the one that just has like a GoPro on a bird feeder, basically.
Yes, I know exactly which TikTok account you're talking about.
Like, that's enough for me. Really?
I'm lately been obsessed too with all the TikToks of like birds who talk back and who dance, like a cockatiel or like a.
Ooh, I have not seen these.
I'll have
but
to
I will
send
go
you
check
some.
them out. Send them
There's
my way.
So many birds who like fucking like bump and grind and dance when their owners like play music or sing.
Aww.
And then also I just love little birds being like talking back and being like, "What you doing?" Like, "What you doing?"
I saw a blue jay super close today. Oh, I should. Okay, wait.
Oh,
so
yeah,
let me
what's the bird?
draw this card. Duck. Congratulations, today's card is duck. I just realized I left the booklet that tells you what it means in the other room.
Well, before
I'll
you get
show
it,
it to you in the meantime.
what is your intuition saying about duck? I think we've gotten duck before, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't know. Duck feels kind of familiar. I don't know. This doesn't really like look like duck to me. You know what I mean?
Because it has like that spirit head in the.
Yeah, this is like a spooky fall duck, and it's got like a
not a
little
spring
vulture head. So I'm getting like, I don't know. I mean, I'm getting like intense vibes from this card. I'm gonna go find the booklet to tell you what exactly it says.
All right.
Okay. Duck. I am duck, the complexity of emotion. I am the master of the undercurrents. I am the healing of the heart. I am the surge of inner motivations. You need to be aware of what drives you, what feelings are pushing you forward, which ones are drowning your progress. I am a creature of navigational purpose. You have to learn when to dive deeper and when to gently skim the surface. I am the equalizer of polarities. Let yourself balance the rush of subconscious flow with the peace of equilibrium. Allow the experience of emotional catharsis, but do not forget to release the heavy entanglements. Feel your responses, but do not become overwhelmed. I am progress. I am growth. There is great healing in the waters. You are cathartic. You are exploring the depths. You are fluidity. You are duck.
Nice. You are duck.
I love that all of these end with like, you are duck. You are eagle.
You is good. I got major like moon tarot card vibes from that when you first pulled it. Like it was reminding me of like the moon of the major arcana.
I can
Like
see that.
something about like dreams, intuition. So that seems about right. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. I love that.
And it's
That's
like it's like the thing that Chris Christopherson says in the 1970 something movie Convoy, where he's called the rubber duck because like above the surface he looks cool, but underneath he's working really hard.
I love, great reference. Timely.
Right on time.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, I love that. That's definitely, I was listening to you and I was like, yes.
Yeah, a lot to unpack. Always with the Winged Enchantment Oracle deck, there's a lot to unpack. I feel like they give you a lot of information in the paragraph. It's like, here's a whole bunch of things to think about, and if any of them stick,
that,
great.
Though. That's
but
great.
it's very like, it's definitely a reflective, like, moment.
Oh, I thought of one more thing I wanted to mention about auras before we sign off, is just that so in the psychic development class, we've also talked about, when we're meditating and using our, minds to expand into consciousness and try and get to a kind of, it's really kind of amazing once you get to it. It's like a very calm, loftier space mentally. It's hard to describe, but that's when I think, at least I feel most receptive to symbols or signs or whatever. But some people in the class have talked about seeing colors. So I think I'm like, ooh, I'm not sure. Does that tie into auras or not? But they kind of get that in their mind. I don't necessarily see colors in terms of like, what are my, psychic strengths necessarily. And I wouldn't even call them strengths. It's really like, I get weird moments that blip in and I'm like, whoa, what's that? And it seems super, what is the word, like serendipitous or whatever, synchronistic. And so that's why I'm taking this class, is to help hone those tools. But
Yeah, totally.
I will say that I was meditating the other day and I was seeing in my mind's eye, like just purple, like this, like it almost looked like I was underwater and looking up at the tops of trees. So there was like black lines, like looking like branches, and then purple, like a haze of purple behind them. And I couldn't stop, and I was trying to get it to clear. It was out of focus. Like I was trying to get it clear, trying to understand, what does it mean. I didn't get anything, but I thought that was interesting. I was like, whoa, that was the first time I think I've actually really seen like while I was trying to like meditate and like conjure things and be aware of things, invite visions in, seeing color. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cool. Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing how that continues to develop.
Yeah, I have so many more stories about the class, but I'll tell you offline. But anyway, by the way, I think her waitlist is open for the next one. If you are interested in working on your intuition, highly recommend you take it. It's been also just mental health wise, just super great for me. It's wonderful. I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah. You can find Emily Grote on Instagram at Emily Grote Psychic Medium.
Yes. I'll link it again. But you can also find her on our website. And in the meantime, follow us at Witchcast Podcast on Instagram. Check out our website and witchcastpodcast.com. We have a whole page full of our guests and friends in the witchy community.
Yeah, all sorts of great information and
resources. Witchy Resources, I think it's called. Check it out.
Yeah.
And give us a little review, subscribe, rating.
Yeah,
5 stars.
Always nice to just, leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, the validation feeds us and it helps other people find
it literally
us.
sustains us. And also, helps other people find the podcast. Yeah, man. I think that's everything. Is there anything else?
I think that's it for now.
All right. Well, until next time. Hex yeah!
'Cause it's Witchcast.